Hi, I am Bernd Kiltz, and today I will show you how to program a heavy metal sound with the XFX2 by Fractal Audio. To show you the metal sound, I have here a guitar by Zeal Guitars, a very good 7-string metal guitar, which I will use to demonstrate the metal sound. It has Harry Häusl pickups and a Hannes bridge by Schaller, which has a good deal of bottom end. So please consider this when you program the sound, like the tutorial. Maybe your guitar doesn't have as much bottom end, especially if it has a flat rose system or something like this. Okay, let's start. I have prepared a preset here, which is completely empty, because you want to program the sound from the beginning. First thing, I will put an amp block in there, and as an amp I want to use simulation of an angle power ball, and that's the energy ball. If I play now, it sounds like this. We forgot something. The speaker block. So we go back to layout and put in cabinet 1. Enter. Now we have to choose a cabinet simulation on page 1. And there I want to use some rectifier. Oh, there it was. 412 Recto V30 by Red Wires. And this sounds like this. And now I can tweak the sound. So we go back to the amp block. We can do this by pressing edit, because we have only 2 slots in the sound. So by pressing edit, it will switch through all the blocks. At first I want to have a little more gain, which I can control with this quick access knob A. Drive. Then I want to have a little less bass and a little more high frequencies. And a little more volume, which is on the next page with the level. Always have a look on these LEDs here. They will tell you if the XFX clips internally. This should never happen, because digital clipping doesn't sound good. So maybe I have a little too much bottom end. This sounds great when you are in your home studio or play at home for practicing, but if you play with a band live, there's sometimes too much bottom end for the bass player to handle and for the mixer on the front and the FOH to handle. So I use this parameter in the cabinet block edit, which is called low cut, and I always set this to 100 Hertz. A very important element of the sound, of a metal sound, is the noise gate, because when I have the volume up, you hear the humming of the pickups, and you don't want that. So we go to layout, page of the noise gate. This is page 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we can adjust the parameters here. The first one is threshold, which I always set to about 65, minus 65. Then we have ratio, which determines how much the sound is reduced in volume. I set this to about 3. And as you can hear nothing. Because the noise gate mutes the sound when I'm not playing. There are two more parameters which are very important, especially for a metal sound. This parameter determines how fast the gate opens. I will put this at the lowest possible value, so it's there immediately. And even more important is the next one. I just show you how it sounds when I make this at full clock. And you can hear that it closes, it mutes the sound very slowly. Maybe you want this for blues or for jazz or something like this, but you don't want this for metal. So I set it here. And now listen. For rock or blues, I would maybe set it like in the middle or something, but for metal it sounds very, very good if you put it here. So these staccato riffs would sound even better. That's the noise gate, very important element of a metal sound. The last thing I want to show you for the metal sound is staggering two cabinets. I want to do this in mono high-res, so I go to layout and I go to the slot above the cabinet and I put in another cabinet, cab 2, enter. So there are now two cabinets and I have to wire them, so I go to amp, then to cab, press enter, and there's a little wire from here to there. Then I press enter again and go to this shunt slot, press enter again. Now I have two cabinets. This sound would be a little loud now, as you can see. It's not clipping, but it's almost clipping. So I go to edit and I put the level to about -4. Another parameter on this page is important too, the bypass mode. If I want to listen to the speakers on their own, so I can make a good mix, I want to be able to mute the other one. And this is only possible if I set this to mute. Otherwise, if I mute the speaker, the signal will go through from the amp and will have this high range in it, which doesn't sound good. So now when I press FX bypass, the one speaker will be muted. And I will do the same thing for the other cabinet block. Edit, mute, and the level to -4. Of course, we have to find ourselves a good speaker, which we want to add to the sound. And therefore, we bypass this one, which we already have set. Go to here, edit, and then we go to, let's listen how this one sounds. This one sounds good. So now I will put the other one back again, and this is how the two would sound together. I forgot something. Maybe we should make the low cut in this one also, because there was too much bottom end in the sound. 100 Hertz. And now. Sounds great, I think. That's it for the metal sound tutorial. If you want to make a solo sound out of this, just add a little bit of delay, a little more mid-range maybe an EQ block or something like this. And how you put in delay and stuff, you can have a look at my rock sound tutorial, which I made earlier. It's on my YouTube channel. And if you like this, please subscribe and like it on YouTube. So that's the metal sound. Thank you. Bye.